Start recording. Hi, YouTube.
僕の名前は西条匠、17歳。
We are going for the kozupii ending this time. And after the fest ending, I am scared. You would have passed if your English teacher graded an assignment you turned in. Aw, that sucks. You still somehow ended up getting a high school diploma, so yippee. Yay! Diploma. For kozupii, we don't have to worry about doing a specific reaction until chapter 3. That's interesting. Same thing with Senna. I'm gonna go negative here though because... oh well. Negative here because if I do neutral, that'll set up prompt for both Yua and Mimi, and we're not doing that yet. I guess just Yua. Yeah, positive would be for Rimi. I guess it makes sense that it wouldn't be until chapter 3, because I think we don't even see kozupii until chapter 3 anyway. I think we see Sana before, but... wee, visual novel speedrun. Okay, there's kozupii scene, but kozupii isn't in school yet. And there's Sana. I think this is still chapter 1. Could be chapter 2 now. I'm actually thinking it probably is chapter 2. Not that it matters right now, anyway. Well, that's a new chapter. Can't wait for your haircut on Monday. Oh, nice. I need to cut my own hair, honestly. It's gotten a little out of hand. Are you getting any special style or just the usual haircut you normally get? Okay, yeah, this is still chapter 2. You're finally going to get rid of the hair that keeps getting into your eyes since the haircut is... you're gonna get as a mullet while your facial hair is getting trimmed into a goatee. Oh, nice! I think I have a section for selfies in my Discord if you end up feeling comfortable enough to share your face there. There should be a section in the Discord for that. But if you don't want to, no pressure. Like, I barely remember if there is a section. Okay, we're officially in chapter 3. I'm gonna keep an eye on the delusions we get popping up. And then she really swung it. Oh god, I actually don't know what this is. Let's see. Okay, yeah. She actually swung, so this would be to get Senna, but we're not working on Senna right now, so I'm just gonna do a negative delusion, so that way we don't have to worry about those prompts. And send a picture if you get one, cool. Does anyone look at him? Nope, not this one. Damn it, not now. Nope. The one we're looking for is and sure enough. It's probably this one. Yeah, sure enough. There was a girl there. And we need to... Positive deletion. I don't think we've done the positive deletion for this one before. Yeah, we haven't. If only she was some kind of hero, sent to defeat the demon girl for me. Nimi's potential presence was weighing on me so heavily. I was starting to wish for the impossible. My entire life was slowly being taken over. At this rate, I was sure to be killed soon. That's why I'm here. The transfer student whispered, staring into my eyes. Did that mean she came to save me? Yes. The transfer student is a professional exorcist. Apparently, yes. Her wimpy looks are actually camouflage. Also, apparently, yes. She is here to kill Remy. Yes. You two kill each other. No. Takumi, I was sent here to kill. I will destroy the demon. The transfer student's eyes were teary, but there was an intense power in them. She looked so weak, but her words felt strong. She must have looked like a crazy person to the rest of the class. The other students were all staring at her, uncertain how to react to her strange words. But in my heart, I was overjoyed. I was saved. Some exorcist organization must have sent her to defeat Remy for me. Hooray! Go get her, please. Taku, don't let her trick you. I could hear the fear in Remy's voice from behind me. The transfer student's not after me. She's after you. Don't listen to her. Don't try to deceive him, demon. Your life ends here. You're the demon. Shut up. I didn't really care which of them was the demon anymore. I just want to play Iso and watch Bloodsoon all day. I don't care about either of you. Just go fight and try to kill each other. Hopefully neither one of you survives. Tension filled the room at my words. A transfer student whose name I didn't even know, and a demon girl who wasn't even part of this class 2 days ago. The two were glaring at each other from the front and back of the classroom, ready to launch themselves into battle. The teacher and my other classmates were just watching, helplessly. Fine. I'll do what you want me to, then. I'm fine with that, too. I'll kill you, assassin. I'll kill you, demon. The two flogged themselves into an epic battle. Which, of course, never actually happened. The transfer student was still standing there, timidly, not saying a word. Rumi wasn't screaming or crying. I didn't even know if Rumi was actually here in the room. The class started to murmur louder as it became clear that the transfer student wasn't going to say a word. The teacher gave her a reassuring pat on the shoulder. It seems like Orihara is a little nervous. Alright, we can skip the introductions. Everyone, this is Kozupii Orihara. Make her feel welcome. Orihara, your seat's in the far back row. You can sit down. The transfer student bowed, silently, and started to walk towards me. Her seat would be 4 rows behind me. I thought about pretending to follow her with my eyes as she walked, so I could look back and see who was there. But if I did, I'd stand out a lot. Some Dokyu might see me and say, "Don't stare at the transfer student just because she's cute." Then they try to beat me up. What should I do? Turn around or wait until homeroom ended? My head drooped as I squeezed my fist tightly. It was no good. I didn't have the courage. If I turned around and saw her... Is that person? Huh? A bad person? If they are, maybe I really will kill them for you. The transfer student passed by me. I gasped and looked up at her. Our eyes met, but she quickly turned away and passed me by. That voice... It was a delusion, right? Maybe I was under so much stress I was really starting to lose sight of the distinction between delusion and reality. And then, I stayed there trembling in my seat, without the courage to look around. I focused on trying to calm my fear of Rimi, who I was sure was watching me. Ding dong bing bong. And now we would just wait until chapter 7. Smooth sailing from here. I mean, also random scenes will pop up of Kozupii as well, but, you know. I really don't know what to expect for Kozupii, because what I've learned from the other endings is not to expect anything based off of the other endings. So, it's just... I have no clue, man. My body froze. Okay, they're just like getting stuck there. Bloop. Classes for the day had ended, and the relaxed atmosphere of the after-school hours was permeating the school. Kozupii Orihara was walking slowly and unsteadily toward the school gate. And the doggo was whining. Spooky, if you have a moment, I think you might be playing games, but if you have a moment, could you go tend to the dog? Because it's definitely just whining. I think he misses our mother. I think I read this. I'm gonna read the last sentence because that's the one I'm not 100% sure. Kozupii Orihara was walking slowly and unsteadily toward the school gate. She was looking down at the ground, and her gait was unsteady. Her expression was flat, and her eyebrows were tensed up, like she was trying not to burst into tears at any moment. She just transferred to the school, and she was alone here. She'd known from the start that she would be. She almost never, in fact, never tried to talk to anyone. Even during class, if a teacher called on her to solve a problem or read a paper, she would just sit there and fidget with tears in her eyes. None of the students or teachers at the school had ever heard her speak. When she put up walls, even the students who were interested in talking to the new girl soon gave up. There were one or two weird classmates who were still trying to talk to her, but she never opened up to them. But even so, it didn't bother her too much. She made a friend, even if it was only one. Not a classmate, but an older student. They were the one person she could trust in the strange new city of Tokyo she just moved to. She didn't want any other friends. She didn't really want to get along with her other classmates. She just wanted to be left alone, she thought. It was dusk, and children were laughing and running around the lake at Shoto Park. A young boy with a beaming smile ran past her as she walked toward walked down the park's path, reading. He was holding a cute little hand mirror shaped like an elephant. Two housewives, probably the children's parents, were talking to each other in loud voices. Kozue could hear them speaking clearly. So this ghost video with the Sanmenkyo is really scary. Oh yeah? I haven't heard about this. What's the Sanmenkyo? The thing with the mirrors, 3 mirrors lined up in a row. Oh, mirrors. 3 mirrors. Got it. So, what's the video about? Kozue realized that she could come to a stop in front of the bench, and a cold sweat had beaded on her forehead. The two housewives stopped and looked at her suspiciously. She came back to her senses and got out of the park as fast as she could. Mirrors. For Kozue, mirrors were a traumatic thing, connected to a past she didn't want to remember. But she felt memories coming back and tried her best to stop them. Kozue told herself she was being ridiculous and headed back to the station. When she got to Bunkamachi, light got in her eyes. It was dazzlingly bright. Kozue shivered. She'd had to deal with this a lot before she moved. Reflections from mirrors. The nightmares came back, and her mind started to panic. Was it a coincidence? Or was somebody doing it deliberately? It had to be a coincidence, she prayed as she looked around. There was a white station wagon parked a bit away from her. Its driver was a man she didn't know, and he was leaning out of the car. In his hand was a mirror. He looked like he was adjusting it. The light hit her eyes again and again. Terrified, she put her hands up to block it out, and then ran across the crosswalk as fast as she could. Her mind was filled with terror and confusion. She wanted to get home as fast as she could. She didn't want to be here. The tears came streaming down her face. It had to be a coincidence, she kept telling herself. She wiped the tears away with her fingertips. And then... the light hit her once more. The brightness violated her eyes with the stabbing pain. The white station wagon had followed her. The man had gotten back inside, but his arm was still poking out. He still had the mirror in his hand. The next thing she knew, she was running as fast as she could, all the way to the station. She pushed her way through the crowds, knocking into passers-by again and again. They glared at her, and a few complained, but she was too scared to stop. When she made it to the front of the station, the white station wagon was stopped at a red light at Scramble Crossing. She hid behind the Hachiko statue, wrapping her arms tightly around her body and trying to catch her breath. What was that? She couldn't think straight. She just kept telling herself, it's a coincidence, it's a coincidence, it's a coincidence, it's a coincidence. Sailor uniforms are so hot. Her head jerked up. It was a boy, about college age. He was evidently waiting for someone in front of the station. He was standing with his back towards her. He'd said the words softly into the phone he was holding. They echoed in her mind. Sailor uniforms are so hot. Sailor uniforms? On fire? He never turned toward her. The phone stayed up at his ear. She thought that maybe he was listening to somebody on the phone. But he didn't nod or say anything at all. He was just standing there. Was he really on the phone? My Mermaid Bride is from Seto. It's such a great show. He spoke softly again. This time, she had no idea what he meant, but she heard another word, Seto. It reminded her of her awful past. Her body started shaking. She couldn't even look at the man anymore. She was too scared. She just crouched down and covered her ears. A coincidence. It's just a simple coincidence. She kept saying that to herself again and again. She stayed there for over an hour. Nobody talked to her at all. When she looked up again, the college kid was gone. Poor kozupii. Boof indeed, dog. Boof indeed. He's barking at the door. Stop. Buddy, please. Stop. Why must dog? I know exactly why. He would be a lot better behaved today if Mother was here. Chapter 6. Okay. Tessa Sky becoming guard there all of a sudden makes sense.
お前だな。
よし、つながった。
I have to make sure I survive this, but... It'd be all for naught if I got the bad ending here, you know? Just because I couldn't remember the answers. I saw a sword, yes. And I saw a sword clearly, yes. If I could move from here, I could go get it. No. You could see this sword someplace that wasn't here too. No. It's not actually a sword. Yes. Bad ending avoided. Let's go. Now nothing matters. They're officially in chapter 7, so kozupii stuff will start happening sooner than later. Haha. Kozupii sounds. In a deserted back alley in Center Street, you could hear the faint panting of a girl named Kozue Orihara. Okay. She was holding a huge sword in her hand. No, it was shaped so curiously that it wasn't clear if it was a sword at all. It was more like a snowboard than a weapon. But the edge was impossibly sharp, and its surface was dangerously solid. A swing from it would be enough to sever someone's head, bone and all, in an instant. Dark red blood clung to the blade, dripping off the edge. A young man was crawling on the ground in front of her. There were pools of filthy water all around him, but he was still trying to crawl as far away from her as he could. Kozue was looking down at him, smiling happily. There was no sign of her usual timorous demeanor. If anything, she looked like she was having the time of her life. Her cheeks were even flushed with excitement. Her blade had just brutally, mercilessly, sliced through 2 of the man's friends. She wouldn't kill them, but she was going to make the bad people suffer. The 3 young punks were covered in blood, their faces puffed with bruises. A moment ago, they'd been bullying Kozue's classmate, Takumi Nishijo. Kozue could hear the voices in people's hearts. As she'd happened to pass by the alley, she heard several disgusting voices. Creepy, yuck, don't mess with me, psychic. Die, I'll smash your face in. Creepy, punch, die, psychic. Shut up, my life's shit, I'll take it out on you. My girlfriend dumped me yesterday. Michael, don't screw around with me. I'll feel better if I hit you. Shut up. Die, fake psychic. I'll take my problems out on you. Die. He told me to can get money. Get lots of money, so punch. Money. Make him suffer. Kill him. Money. Kill. Feels good hurting people. Feels so good. This is awesome. It feels so good. I'm fighting back against society. I'm so awesome. The cops, the teachers, my mom, nobody can stop me now. I'm so awesome. I'm so cool. I look so badass kicking his ass. I want to kill you. Among the ugly voices, there was one that was powerful and full of hate. By the time she realized it was the voice of Takumi's heart, Kozupii was already there, and then she beating up the bad guys. Only one more needed to suffer for justice to be done. The threat would be removed, both for Takumi Nishijo and for her. So even when the young man tried to run away, Kozupii wouldn't let him. "Don't hurt me. I'll die. I'll kill you, bitch." Die, don't want to die. No, don't kill me. I'll kill you and rip out your organs. She kill me. No, I want to live. I want to have more fun and feel good more. He was begging her in his mind to let him go. Kozue's smile remained bright on her face. No boy. As she grabbed him by the hair and pulled him to his feet. The young man was far larger than she was, but it didn't matter. He didn't even have the energy left to fight back, it seemed. There were tears in his eyes as he begged the tiny girl for forgiveness. Kozue's answer wasn't the one he wanted. Soundlessly, she mouthed the word, "No." The huge blade roared, flying toward him. A single strike shattered his jawbone. His scream echoed. He fell to the ground in agony. His blood threatened to spill onto Kozue's clothes. She used her sword as a shield to block it. Then she nodded, satisfied, and made the sword disappear. She glanced down at Takumi Nishijo, who was lying on the cold ground corner of the alley. As she panted, she whispered in her mind, "I wanted to kill them for you, but this will have to do." Interesting. Yeah, I'll stick with interesting. Kozupii is a scary small. That car again. Kozue Orihara was standing frozen in front of Shinsan Station. She'd been going home from here, rather than Shibuya, for the past few days. She made this decision after the white car had chased her around in front of Shibuya Station. And now, the same car was here, like it was waiting for her. Parked in front of the station. As she stood there, the passenger's side window slowly rolled down and then stopped halfway. The hand of the person inside popped out. It was holding a mirror tightly, as if they wanted to make sure she saw it. Kozue was so terrified, she could barely breathe. She turned around and ran. She ran as far as she could, and she ran as fast as she could, and as far as she could. Down one alley or street after another. Several times, she tripped and scraped her knees, but eventually she made it to Miyashita Park. She sat there, shivering on a bench until night fell. But she couldn't stay there forever. When she'd waited long enough that she was sure they must have given up, she headed for Shibuya Station. There it was. The same white car. No. No. She kept running, without any idea of where she was going. The tears wouldn't stop coming. Questions were running through her mind. Who was in the white car? Why were they doing this to her? At some point, she got in close to Shinsen Station again. The car had been waiting for her before, but she didn't want to go there again. She went down a narrow alley she didn't normally use. It was dark. There were no lights. The darkness only amplified her fear. Kozupii was already exhausted. She couldn't run anymore. She wiped away her tears and ran as hard as she could. And when she came out to a large street, the white car was passing right in front of her. Kozupii watched it in sheer astonishment. It stopped about 50 meters ahead of her and put on its flashers. No. No. She didn't have the energy left to run again. No matter where she ran, it would follow her. It was always ahead of her, like it was reading her mind. Kozupii dropped to her knees and put her hands over her head. Help me. Somebody help me. She cried out for help inside her mind, but nobody came to help her. The white car stayed there, unmoving, until Kozupii left crying. The person inside never showed themselves. Okay. Hey, Nightheart. I've been waiting. We got new nice guy. We got what? Too lazy to find AA. New gen, dude. New gen. New gen equals nice guy. New gen, NG, nice guy. It shouldn't be that hard to figure out, right? Anyway, it's here. The 7th murder. Another one. Another new gen murder. How long was this going to keep happening? Will the next one be the one where they finally got me, or the one after that? A lot of this is new. Well, not new. But it's not skippable because it's part of the new kozupii chapter. Like, the key difference between, like, the main character, like, endings that end up getting to this point, because I know, Nanami didn't get to this chapter, is that Rini showed up at the end of, this. Like, she's turned it off, but for all the others, he gets to the end of it, at least thus far. kozupii might interrupt. Let's see.
あいつらだ。昨日僕に絡んできた。
No, I couldn't count on Rini anymore. I'd gone to school today, and she hadn't even been there. It's like she'd never been there at all. I needed somebody to protect me. Somebody other than her. The first person that came to mind was... Shibuya has been even more dangerous than usual lately. Yesterday, a bunch of roach people tried to kidnap me, so I went thwack right in their faces, Nora. Kozupii. She was pretty weird, but she was also probably pretty stupid, so she might just agree to help if I asked her. The first thing I did when I entered the classroom was look at Amy's seat, but it was empty. Next, I looked for Kozupii. She was sitting in her seat, looking down, making herself as small as possible. Good morning, Takumi. Morning, Kozupii. We didn't look at each other, but we exchanged greetings in our mind. The Dokkyun girls were grinning at me. It had only been a day. The label of creepy loser otaku who made a mess on TV wasn't coming off that quickly. The Dokkyun boys evidently weren't here yet. Those guys would often skip first period. That was more than fine by me. Misumi gave me one look, but didn't come over. Maybe it was safe to say we weren't friends anymore. It was always weird that he and I were friends anyway. I headed to my seat and pretended to fall asleep, and then I called out in my mind. Kozupii, can you hear me? Yep. What is it? I need your help. Someone's trying to kill me. They're trying to kill you? So, I want you to protect me with your D-sword. First. Takumi, you were thinking that kozupii is pretty stupid, weren't you? Crap. She found me out. I knew it, Takumi. You're mean. And anyway, kozupii doesn't go kersmack on just anybody, okay? Kozupii only goes kersmack, kapow. On people who try to hurt kozupii. But everybody around me is making fun of me. I'm just an innocent, upstanding otaku. I haven't done anything wrong. I just want to live my quiet hikikomori life. Everybody else just won't leave me alone. Why won't they leave me alone, damn it? Why does all this stuff have to happen to me? You got picked as main character, buddy. I didn't do anything wrong. Anything! All the people around me are Dokyun losers, and it's their fault. And Shogun's too. I'm asking you to protect me from the bad guys. Remember what you said before? That the rich people who said mean things to me were worthless? I did say that, maybe. But kozupii doesn't know this Shogun guy. I know him. He's a kid who looks like an old man. He's in a wheelchair, and is going to come for me soon. I know it. He's trying to kill me. He's the one who kidnapped Nanami. Oh, I see. You got a lot going on, huh, Takumi? I love kozupii. Wait, is that all you've got to say? I'd love to kill him, but Senna says no killing. Crap, that's right. Senna was closer to kozupii than I was. I gritted my teeth and clenched my fist as I lay on the desk. There's nobody I could rely on except kozupii. Senna was kinda scary, and she probably wouldn't do anything to help me anyway. Kozupii was my one chance. After school, the bell rang and I left the classroom. The Dokyuns in class were still making boy psychic jokes and trying to pick a fight with me. They'd gone after 5 times just today. After me 5 times. You'd think they'd have something better to do. Wasn't there anything more fun to do with their time than bully some kid? Weren't their lives supposed to be so much more fun and fulfilling than an otaku's? Don't make me laugh. I spent all my days in my room playing ESO and imagining exciting delusions with Seita-tan. It was a much better life than theirs. It was so frustrating. My frustration with the Dokyuns kept growing. I was cursing them in my mind as I headed home. Takumi! Kozupii poked my shoulder from behind. Let's go home together. Did you decide you're going to protect me? Nope. But I have a present for you. A present? Was this a flag? Whoopee? What's a flag? No, nothing. Okay, let's go back to the rest stop where I took you before. Rest stop? What does she mean? I knew it. Yeah, not many people came here. It was a staircase after all. But still, I felt uneasy here. The employees here were probably keeping an eye on us for one thing. Since kozupii and I talked via telepathy, we didn't speak. We probably looked creepy, with the looks on our faces constantly changing as we sat there silently. Appa, does kozupii look creepy, you think? Yeah, since you're sitting there silently. But you can talk about secret stuff and nobody can hear you. Are we going to talk about secret stuff? Nope, not gonna. Kozupii, the way you talk tires me out. Yeah, sorry, NoAH. Is Kozupii tiring to talk to? I'll try not to be tiring. And just keep going. What's this about, a present for me? Right. This is a present that kozupii always gives to her friends. She began to rustle through her bag. I gave one to Senna too. Oh right, Takumi, do you like licky lick candy? She offered me a piece of candy. Why did she have this in her bag? Why not? I took it, unwrapped it, and tossed it in my mouth. It tasted like lemon. Delicious sourness filled my mouth. Is this your present? Nope. That's the candy I'm always licking, NoAH. Whatever. This is your present. She took out a set of fancy accessories made from colorful beads. What is that? Beady beads. There's a bracelet, a phone strap, a ring, a hairpin, and a little charm too. Did you make these? Nope. Whenever I try to make something, it always ends up a mess. Mommy made these for me. They're all made of beady beads because kozupii loves beads. No. She suddenly took my hand. The warmth and softness made my heart skip a beat. A beat? Takumi, your heart just skipped a beat, huh? Well, I wasn't expecting it. When your heart skips a beat, so does mine. No. She put one of the bead accessories into my hand. It looked like a phone strap. Here, this is for you. No thanks. What? Do you not want it? I give beady beads to all my friends. And she was crying. This girl sure loved to cry. But all these are things for girls to wear. If I had one, I'd just look creepy. Oh, so it just bother you then, huh? You were the second person I was going to give one, so I'm sad now, NoAH. She gloomily went to take the strap out of my hand, but I put it in my jacket pocket before she could. Takumi? I'll take it after all. Why? You said you gave it to all your friends, but also that I'm the second person you've ever given one. And that meant kozupii didn't have any friends. First person had to be Senna, I was sure of it. So... pity, huh? Crap, kozupii read my mind. To be honest, it was pity, but it was also because you reminded me of myself. Yeah, kozupii was thinking the same thing. The first time I went to school, I saw you. You looked really, really sad, NoAH. I was sad too, so we were the same. It made me feel a little better. The same, huh? I remembered what Senna had told me about kozupii's past before she came to the school. We were both kids who shut ourselves off from the outside world after being exposed to its evil. We avoided crowds. We avoided contact with other people. We were scared and frightened, hiding here in a dimly lit staircase. I just want a normal life, is all. Oh. Kozupii said, playing with the accessories in her hands. I want to make friends, and to hang out, and to eat lunch together, and study together, and work hard for the culture festival, and talk about romance together. And that normal life was all I ever wanted, NoAH. I never wanted to be special at all, you know? Suddenly, the expression disappeared from Kozupi's face. She pulled the string holding one of the accessories together apart. The beads scattered everywhere and rolled down the stairs. I used to always think the same thing. Why was I the only one who bad things happened to? Did I do something wrong? Kozupii did something wrong. She stuck out her tongue and the smile came back to her face. Something wrong? Cutting off your classmates' arms, or... I made a wish to kill them. I made a wish to kill all of the people who were mean to me. Kozupii really was messed up. But, wishing for bad things isn't bad. Hmm? Huh? Wishing for bad things is bad? Do you wish for bad things because you're bad, maybe? Bad? Super bad? It's gotta be super bad. But anyway, the man with the weird sign said it's wrong to deny your negative feelings, NoAH. I wished for a bad thing, and so the D-Sword gave me power, NoAH. The D-Sword protected me. So, I don't need to be normal. Really? Did you really give up on leading a normal life? Are you okay with that? You're sure you won't regret it? I don't want to do anything that's gonna be hard. And the world's full of bad people anyway. Even Senna? Do you think she's a bad person? Senna is a friend. She's not a bad person. Her inner voice sounded so happy. And so are you, Takumi. We're bead friends, NoAH. Life would be so much easier if I could think like Kozupii did. Or maybe she only ended up like this because her mind had been broken once. My brain didn't work like that. I spent all day complaining in my head anyway. About the people around me, in the end. I just wanted somebody to save me. I thought we were the same, but I guess in the end we're different. Nope. We're the same, NoAH. Kozupii's voice was, for some reason, filled with certainty. She leaped to her feet. Okay, let's get going. She started to run down the stairs. On the last step, she tripped and fell on her face. And that was just like her. Poor Kozupii. Thank you, Saliva, for trying to kill me, goodness. The Roft building was as crowded as ever. Kozupii walked with one foot dragging slightly behind her, tears in her eyes. You okay? I'm used to crying. Well, fair enough, I guess. Hard to argue that one, huh? She gave me a tough smile. Her smile quickly froze. She stopped moving, and she was looking behind me. I followed her gaze and saw that she was looking at the corner where they sold the mirrors. There were all kinds of mirrors, from little ones to big ones. Kozupii and I were standing right in front of a full-length mirror that was reflecting us. Kozupii looked away, her smile still frozen on her face, and quickly started to walk off. See you tomorrow, Takumi. Her inner voice didn't have the cheerfulness it had a moment ago. Fair. I left the Roft right after Kozupii, but I couldn't see her anywhere. I didn't plan on walking home with her or anything. Right now, she was all I had to rely on. When I lost sight of her, I started to get nervous. Especially since now, I was alone in the middle of Shibuya. Just looking at the crowds of people on the street made me sweat. I decided to give up on looking for Kozupii and head back to the base. I heard a sound. It was the loud and very noticeable sound of a camera shutter. I looked over in the direction I'd come from, but nobody there had a camera. Suddenly, I realized the sound wasn't coming from a real camera. It was the camera function on a cell phone. That's why it was so loud and clear. But I couldn't see anybody pointing a cell phone at me either. Was I just being oversensitive? No, probably not. I'd humiliated myself in front of the entire country at the O Front building. It wouldn't be surprising at all if somebody decided to take a photo of me. There were so many people out on the street, and all of them were looking at me, but... Don't look at me. I bit my lip and started to walk. I kept my head down, so that nobody would notice me. Again. Somebody had taken a photo of me again. I could feel them looking at me too. It wasn't the gaze of God, it was a gaze filled with malice, and was close too. I looked around, but nobody was looking at me. Who was it? Stop taking pictures of me. I'll sue you for violating my personality rights. But no matter what I said inside my head, nobody was going to hear me, and I certainly didn't have the courage to say it out loud. It would only attract more attention. I started to walk again. This time, I went at a faster pace, trying to slip through the crowd. More sounds. The shutter sounds were following me. I could hear what sounded like somebody snickering too. I looked around. Several people were holding up phones at eye level. A middle-aged salaryman, a woman in a suit, a teenage boy, a cute-looking girl. They all seemed to have nothing in common. But they were all pointing their phones at me. Don't look at me, don't look at me! I started to run. I couldn't take it anymore. But no matter how much I ran, no matter how much I tried to flee, no matter how much I tried to slip through the gaps in the crowd and get out of there, the sounds wouldn't let me go. The gazes followed me. I'd escaped from some, only to have the same sounds come at me from the front or the side. It was like facing an infinitely spawning enemy. When the light was red, I had to stop. I put my hands on my knees and tried to catch my breath. The shutter sounds were still following me. I lowered my gaze and clenched my fist. There was nothing I could do but endure the humiliation. And then I started to wonder, was there really just a random chance that so many people were taking my photo? Could that many people want pictures of me? Sure, I was famous, but only in a negative sense. I wasn't the kind of person whose photo you'd want. Most people probably thought I was creepy. Why would they want to take so many photos of me? In such an obvious way. And why only now? Was this Shogun's doing? Another one of his attacks? Please, just leave me alone. What was his problem? What did I ever do to him? I wanted to kill him. He was doing this to break me down. He was constantly watching me, so that someday he could come kill me. He was going to make me out to be the new gen killer. He was going to kill me in some horrible way. I wanted to kill him first. I put my hands to my head. I had a bad headache. But I couldn't feel the gaze of God. All these people were taking my photo. The Shogun's gaze wasn't here. I wanted to kill him. Suddenly silence. All the clicking shutters stopped, as if somebody had given them all an order. I looked up. And then heard a sound I recognized. This time from right behind me. It wasn't a loud sound. If it had been silent, I would have missed it. I could sense him. Somebody in a wheelchair was right behind me. Somebody? I laughed at myself. I knew exactly who it was. It was him, Shogun. I ran across the street, even though the light was still red. The car honked loudly at me, but it stopped just before impact. I ran as fast as I could, not even looking behind me. Buddy. Even after I got back to the base, I couldn't get the shutter sounds out of my head. They'd kept following me even to the residential area near the base, where there weren't many people out at all. Every single person I passed took out their phone as soon as they saw me and took a photo. They never said, "Let me shake your hand," or "You're creepy," or anything like that. They weren't even grinning. They just took out their phones and photographed me with a completely flat expression on their faces, and then they walked away, like nothing had ever happened. It was bizarre. There was no emotion in it, no hatred, no mockery, no anything. It was mechanical. Like they were dolls that someone was controlling. I crouched in the corner of my room, gnashing my teeth, hands around my knees. It was his doing. Shogun was behind this. I'd heard the sound of a wheelchair just once on my way home. I hadn't seen it, but I was sure I'd heard it. My hands were still shaking. I looked at the clock, and it was already 11 at night. I've been scared out of my wits for almost 5 hours. I let out a deep sigh, and in my head, I cursed him. Die, 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 die. The worst thing about Shogun was that he didn't just come out and try to kill me. His attacks were slow and indirect. They were wearing me down, making it so I was terrified to even go outside. Save me, kozupii. There's no way I could fight Shogun alone, not without a D sword. Why wouldn't kozupii save me? I had to think of some way to get her to protect me. If she could read my mind, I couldn't lie to her. What about money, then? If I paid her, would she help me? I heard a strange noise. I gulped and pulled myself into a ball to make myself even smaller. Then I listened carefully to see if I could hear it again. I was hearing things. I had to be hearing things. I wasn't hearing things. It was a wheelchair. I could hear it outside of my room. I held my breath and put my ear to the wall. He was here. He was right outside. And was I imagining things? Or did it sound like he was moving, little by little? I wasn't imagining things. He was slowly circling around the shipping container. I heard a voice. Shogun's laughter. He was laughing. He was slowly circling around my room in the middle of the night, laughing. And that wasn't all. There was more. The sound of his cell phone shutter. Was Shogun taking pictures? Of what, the container? No. It wasn't just Shogun. There were other people too. Not just 2 or 3. There had to be at least 10 people out there. They were all taking photos at once. I could hear the shutter sounds through the walls. Impossible. It was an illusion. It had to be an illusion. If I went outside, see, there's nobody there. I was just hallucinating. Even if the walls were thin, there's no way I could hear the laughter and sounds this clearly. I didn't have the courage to go outside. I was too scared to think. I pulled a blanket over my head, covered my ears, and sobbing. Stay out, stay out, stay out, stay out, stay out, stay out. Stay out! Stay out! Stay out, stay out, stay out, stay out, stay out! How long was I stuck there like that? It might have been 10 minutes, or it might have been 10 hours. I took the blanket off my head and stood up as quietly as I could. Paparazzi, so true. Welcome back, Relix. I listened carefully. No sound was coming from outside. The only noise was the sound of my computer. So, it had been a hallucination. Yeah, it had to have been. I should go outside to see. I'd see for sure that nobody was there. Even if somebody had been there, they were surely gone now. I stood in front of the door. The padlock was locked from the inside. I took out the key and put it in the keyhole. I didn't have the courage to turn it. My heart was pounding like a drum. I was scared, afraid to open it. This might be Koumei's trap. A Koumei's trap, rather. Somebody might be out there, waiting to attack me as soon as I opened the door. I tried to tell myself that I was being ridiculous, but I failed. I'd been tricked and deceived so many times. I didn't want it to happen again. Why wouldn't they all just leave me alone? Why was all this happening to me? Damn it. Damn it. Damn it! I slammed my fist into the door. It made an incredibly loud noise. My hand hurt. I still couldn't hear anything outside. I couldn't sense anyone out there. Nobody was there. Of course nobody was there. I bit my lip so hard I drew blood, and turned the key in the lock. I opened the door as softly as I could. I peeked my head out to look around. Nobody was there. It was dead quiet. Nothing was moving. No creaking wheelchair. No laughter. No shutter sounds. I couldn't hear a thing. Is anybody there? I waited a moment, but there was no answer. Of course there wasn't. Nobody was there, so obviously no one was going to answer. I went outside and tremulously approached the shadows around the base. Nobody was there either, so it had to have been a hallucination. All the stress had driven me crazy. Yeah, that's right. It had to be right. I was wasting my time being scared like this. I'm such a dork. I'm such an idiot. It's on me. I laughed at myself for being such a wimp. I deserved to be laughed at. I was tired. I went back into my room and looked at my Seidaton figure to restore my sanity. Then I sat down on my computer and logged into Freepada. I checked to see if there were any new topics in the Bloodtoon community. Then I checked my friends' updates. Something felt wrong. Something was strange. Freepada showed your friends' diaries and a list of updates, but none of the friends that usually posted were on the list. Spider? Yeah. Freepada showed your friends' diaries as a list of updates, but none of the friends that usually posted were on the list. I see. He titled, he arrives, staircase to the roof, double doors, shower, sink, container wall, view from the roof, celebratory photo, the fun begins, wheelchair, arrival, elevator going up, arriving at the scene. Okay, I read that out of order because it's newest than oldest, but eh. Instead, the list was full of updates from a single friend, all made within a short period of time. Oh, okay, I get it now. The friend's name was Spider. Did I have any friends with that name? Well, I did have over 100 friends, and I certainly didn't remember all their names, so maybe Spider was somebody I knew? Spider had posted close to 50 new updates in the last 30 minutes. I looked at their titles and gasped. I realized my throat was completely dry. For some reason, I had an intense sensation of deja vu from the titles. I could tell exactly what was in the articles. I moved the mouse with a shaking hand. I clicked on one of the articles. This is... Huh. This is... It was right in front of my building. The article consisted of nothing but a single photo, probably taken with a cell phone. There's no text at all. The photo was from the front of the Kurenai building, where I lived. It looked to have been taken at night. No way. I was just being silly. I forced myself to laugh, and clicked on another one. This can't be real. I screamed, but when I'd seen the title, I'd known that what it would contain already. But knowing in advance didn't stop the terror from bubbling up within me. So, I wasn't imagining those sounds? The creaking wheelchair, the laughter, the shutter sounds. They were all real, and somebody had been outside my room, taking photos with their cell phone and uploading it. The latest article. Its title was, He Appears. The timestamp was 12:14 a.m. The time right now was 12:21 a.m. It had been uploaded just 7 minutes ago. This can't be happening. It's not happening. Who was he? Who were they talking about? I didn't want to look, but I had to. I turned back toward the door, checked to make sure it was still locked. And then I clicked the latest article with the trembling fingers. It was clearly visible in the picture. It was taken right when I'd gone outside to see if anyone was there. I thought that nobody had been out there, but somebody was. That's exciting. Okay, I'm gonna take a moment to grab a new beverage because I finished drinking my last one. Be right back. Meow, hello Catman. He seemed to have arrived right as I went away for a moment. I would have been back a little bit faster, but I got interrupted by very soft cat on the way to the kitchen. How's it going? How's it going, Catman? I hope you had a better day. It's a fairy's gonna take longer. Yeah. Words. So true, so true. I hope you had a better day today at work than yesterday. When Kozue Oriharu arrived at school, she was stopped by one of her classmates, Minako Niya. Huh. Started out really good, then all went downhill. Aw, that sucks. Okay, I'm gonna retry reading this. When Kozue Oriharu arrived at school, she was stopped by one of her classmates, Minako Niya, just before she could enter the classroom. Orihara, we need to talk. There was clear hostility in her words. Kozue flinched. It wasn't just Minako who was glaring at her. You have tomorrow and Monday off? Let's go! Did the shortest stream ever today, not counting when stream wants to be slow. Oh, what did you do? Subathon is going pretty good though. The timer will no longer end in early morning, so I don't have to worry about that, and I can eat. That sounds about right. Aeon actually was with me for a good amount of the day, or I guess the afternoon, so you missed out on seeing Aeon, unfortunately. Didn't get past the first 2 levels with Susan out. Aw, that sucks. But hey, you're off tomorrow and Monday, so that should help you recuperate from these past couple of rough days. It wasn't just Minako who was glaring at her. There were another 5 girls behind her. All of them were her classmates, but she couldn't remember their names. You don't mind, right? You can come with us, right? It'd be so cool if I stopped having a cough, but nope. I think the cough is gonna be here forever, to be honest, at this rate. She didn't know what to do, so she just stood there. Another girl, not Minako, grabbed her by the shoulder. Hey, say something. Kozue started to cry as the girls surrounded her. When the other girls saw this, it only made them angrier. Stop crying so damn much. Just come with us. Kozue tried to refuse. Nothing good was going to happen to her if she went. But they grabbed her by the arm so that she couldn't run. God, I hate bullies. Kozupii deserves better. They took her to the roof. Another 10 or so girls were waiting there. Almost every girl in the class was up on the roof. Kozue could barely believe what was happening. Holy shit. She knew exactly what was coming. She could feel the hostility radiating from all of them. Kozue shivered in the face of so many negative delusions. No matter how much she tried to control herself, she couldn't stop crying. She's crying already. Wow. What a bitch. Hello? This was the first time they'd spoken to her since she'd come here. Of course, she knew that the girls in the class didn't like her. She could hear their thoughts whenever she was in the classroom. But this was the first time they said those thoughts aloud. She tried to run, but a dozen girls surrounded her and blocked her path. Don't run away. Minako wants to talk to you. Listen to what she's got to say. Minako was glaring at her, as if spurred on somehow by her classmates' words. Minako was tall, like a model, the exact opposite of tiny Kozue. Orihara, stop trying to get with Daisuke. Okay. So, Minako, sweetie, your boyfriend's a whore. He's trying to get with Orihara. Kozue couldn't even remember who Daisuke was. But she couldn't say that, so she just shrank back in confusion and fear. Are you listening to me? Stop trying to steal my boyfriend, you slut! You got this wrong. Your boyfriend's the slut. Kozue shook her head as hard as she could. She had no idea what Minako was talking about. And then she finally remembered that Daisuke was the first name of Misumi, one of her classmates. She never tried to seduce him. She knew exactly what he was after, and she'd avoided him. You know, I never liked you. Right? Why don't you talk? Do you think it makes you cute or something? Yeah, nobody likes you. You just piss everybody off. Or maybe you can't talk to guys, but you can... Sorry. Or maybe you can talk to guys, but you can't talk to us. Is that it, bitch? Say something, you whore. They pulled her hair, slapped her cheek, jabbed her shoulder. She couldn't escape, and they wouldn't let her go. Gang beating, bullying. The words flashed through Kozue's mind, terrified her. Save me, Senna. Help me, Takumi. She called out in her mind, but nobody was going to come. This was just like before she came to Tokyo. No matter how much she called out for help, nobody came to help her. She'd just have to endure it. But this wasn't so bad. She could handle this. And then, right as she had that thought, she started to hear a strange sound. The expressions vanished from all of her classmates' faces, and all of them put their hand into their breast pocket. And they slowly took out something from it, all at once, in a synchronized motion. It was... hand mirrors. All of them had a different shape. But they all pointed them at Kozue. It was like some kind of bizarre ritual. All the mirrors showed her reflection as she trembled, eyes twitching and spasming. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? The nightmares came back. She would cease to be herself. She couldn't stop shaking. She started to thrash her head violently back and forth. Her gaze went from one mirror to another. Her eyes kept switching. A voiceless scream echoed from her throat. I'll kill you, 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 I'll kill you. Dark delusions took over her mind. The next thing she knew, the D-sword was in her hand, raised high. And the pale red flames running down its body were flashing, as if screaming with joy. It was not an inspiring weapon, one that made no effort to conceal its deadliness. A weapon that shattered everything, swallowed everything, and annihilated everything until only nothingness was left. And that was no longer a delusion, it was real. Her classmates, who until now had been silently pointing mirrors at her, came back to their senses, but it was too late. After that, there were many, many screams, but they only lasted a few seconds. I hurried to school. I looked around carefully to make sure no one was around me. If anybody was following me, I was going to run away as fast as I could. I was already out of breath. My chest was heaving with each step. I kept wiping away the sweat on my forehead, and it kept coming back. I had to get to school. I had to get to school and find some way to force kozupii to help me. I wanted kozupii to kill whoever was doing this to me. Kozupii would do it. She was broken after all. I wanted to kill them. I wanted to kill them. I wanted to kill Shogun and all his friends. The ones who visited the base last night were clearly working for him. They were finally ready to go on the offensive for real. They'd made me their target, and after wearing me down, they were ready to move in for a merciless kill. I didn't want to die, so I'd have to kill them first. And again, the sound. The creaking sound I heard so many times yesterday right behind me. I turned around, but nobody was there. There was no wheelchair to be seen anywhere. I wasn't hearing things. I heard it clearly. Was Shogun attacking me again? I started running. I didn't want to be alone, but it followed me. The sound was always right behind me no matter where I went. Stop it. Leave me alone. Stay away. Don't look at me. I was going crazy. I didn't have the courage to look behind me again. I reached the school gate. The bell hadn't rung yet. I was on the verge of being late, but there were still students around me, heading to their classes. Just seeing them made me shrink back, but if I didn't go through the gate, I couldn't see kozupii. I was about to force myself to head inside when... the sound. Again. This time it was a cell phone shutter sound, not a wheelchair. I looked around. Who'd taken the photo? Nobody was looking at me. Nobody had their phone out. What the hell was going on? I covered my ears and ran as fast as I could. I ran straight to my classroom. I went to head inside, before stopping and turning around. The class's dokyuns were sitting near the door. Going in meant looking them in the eye, so I didn't. Damn it. The world was full of enemies. Everyone was my enemy. Die. All of you die! I headed back into the hallway, delusions of their horrible deaths filling my mind. I'd had enough time to take a quick glance inside the classroom, and kozupii wasn't there. Actually, there wasn't a single girl in the classroom. It felt really weird, but I didn't care. I only cared about where kozupii was. Why wasn't she here on the day I needed her? My throat still hurt from all the wheezing, and I was out of breath. Some of the students in the hallway turned around to look at me in surprise. Don't look at me. And sound again. I turned around to see 4 dokyun boys I've never laid eyes on before grinning at me. They had their phones pointed in my direction. Don't look at me! I ignored them. I could just have kozupii kill them later. I created an illusion of it happening. It was such a sweet, pleasant delusion. I wished all of them would just die. I was just so sick of this world. I couldn't find kozupii anywhere. I had no idea where she was. Maybe she just wasn't at school today? Yeah, that was the case. Well, what should I do? I didn't think I could handle Shogun's psychological attacks until tomorrow. No matter how strong I try to be, my knees were still knocking. And if I wasn't careful, I might collapse where I stood. kozupii, where are you? Where are you? I need your help! Help me. I need to drink some soda and try that again, because holy shit, that was bad. Let's try that again. Help me. That's so much better. I stopped. I heard a voice. Voice inside my mind. It's not Kozupi's fault. It's not Kozupi's fault. Help me. Kozupii, where are you? I looked around and saw Kozupii, crouching in a ball near the entrance to the school. When I saw her, I gasped. Her body was red, like she was covered in blood. No, not like she was covered in blood. She was covered in blood. I almost screamed, but I was too shaken to even do so. Kozupii, snap out of it! Kozupii! I called out, and Kozupii slowly looked up at me. Her eyes were bright red and wet with tears. No. Takumi. She grabbed onto my waist. What are you doing? Getting blood all over you. Duh. Takumi, are you my enemy? My friend? What do you mean? I asked, but she just buried her head in my chest and shook it from left to right. The blood on her body stained my uniform. I never really realized how tiny she was. She was so thin. I thought she might break in half. Till she grabbed onto me like this, I've never noticed. I'm your friend. So I want you to help me. I told her everything I'd been thinking. Of course, I arranged it in a way that was most convenient for me, though. Kozupii, you're all I got. You won't bully Kozupii? I won't. I want you to protect me from the people who want to bully me. Kozupii can't protect you. But you've got a D-sword. But I can't use her, Pooh. I can't use her right, Pooh. By her, you mean the D-sword? Kozupii nodded at my question, and then she began to shiver. So, the kerbam swing that happened wasn't Kozupii's fault, okay? Been a while since I had that transition. The impact came out of nowhere. A vision like a flashback exploded in my brain. School, the roof, red. A sea of blood, the overpowering smell of blood. Dozens of chunks of meat lying on the ground, ripped apart so much you couldn't tell what they were before. Kozupii standing in the middle of the sea of blood, panting, the D-sword in her hand. I came back to my senses. What did I just see? And that was the school's roof. I could tell that much. But what was that? Just a delusion? As I finished my sentence, Jesus. I think Mother might be back. I'll wait till the dog settles down, and then just reread that from the beginning. That was the school's roof. I could tell that much. But what was that? Just a delusion? Felt a little different than usual. Maybe it was Kozupii's delusion and not mine? Senna said that Gigalomaniacs could see other people's negative delusions. And there was also the dark blood all over Kozupii's body as she clung to me. It still wasn't dry. She didn't seem to be in pain, so she probably wasn't hurt. The blood wasn't Kozupii's then. I tried to think about what could cause her to be soaked with all this blood. This wasn't normal. It wasn't normal at all. Whose blood was this? Kozupii, whose blood is this? The people who bullied Kozupii. Her head was slumped forward. She slowly pushed away from me and awkwardly looked away. She had her index finger to her lip, like she was sulking. Or maybe like she was licking the blood on her hand. Is that your blood? It's somebody else's blood. Something felt very, very wrong. Kozupii, if that's true, do you think you maybe went a little too far? The first bell rang. It was time for homeroom to start. All the other students had already gone inside. It was just the two of us out here. I worked up the courage to go back to the classroom. I quietly took a look through the window, making sure nobody could see me. What the heck? I couldn't believe it. Homeroom had started. The teacher was there. But there wasn't a single girl inside the class. No. I had to make sure. I had to make sure it was just a delusion. I ran up the stairs to the roof and flung open the door. The first thing I saw was a dreary blue sky and then a brilliant red. A literal sea of blood. I threw up on the spot from a mix of terror, physical revulsion, and the sheer stench. Takumi, you're my friend, right? I gasped. I turned around and kozupii was standing there. She had tears in her eyes, but she was looking at me, covered in blood, and smiling innocently. I ran. I was terrified of kozupii, and how she could smile like that. I was terrified of how she could kill so brutally. Nothing made sense. I couldn't get what I just seen on the roof out of my head. The scene kept playing inside my mind. And each time, the vomit came up in my throat, and I had to stop from heaving it out. I ran through the school with no real idea of where I was going. Homeroom had started, and there were no students in the hallways. kozupii didn't follow. What should I do? What should I do? What should I do? Was running the right move? Should I have stayed with kozupii? What if running made her think I was an enemy? What if she thought I was an enemy? Would she do to me what she did to the girls on the roof? Please, no. No. Then what was I supposed to do? Even if I went back, I wouldn't have any idea what to say to her. I ran, staggering and almost tripping several times. When I rounded a corner, I barely avoided running into someone. It was Misumi, the Dokyun boys who'd been making fun of me. Misumi looked away, awkwardly, while the Dokyuns grinned and blocked my path. Hey, boy psychic. Why don't you show us a trick? I bit down hard on my lip. I didn't look him in the eye. If I did, he'd punched me. The Dokyuns didn't take out his phone. Or the Dokyun didn't take out his phone. If he had, he might have snapped and killed him like kozupii. The girls in class are all playing cookie today or something. We're out looking for them. I really don't know why we're bothering though. Misumi's worried about Minako, but they're probably all just hanging out somewhere or something. Do you think so, boy psychic? I didn't answer. He kicked me in the stomach. Hey! Don't ignore me. Knock it off. Misumi spoke for the first time. The Dokyun was still trying to hurt me, but Misumi stopped him. Taku, you seen Minako? She was here until the bell rang. Now she's not picking up her phone or answering my texts. What a caring boyfriend. I couldn't tell him. I couldn't tell him what I'd seen on the roof. I didn't know for sure who Minako was, but it was probably his current girlfriend. Was she one of the bodies up on the roof then? And what about Rimi? Did kozupii kill Rimi too? No, that was impossible. Rimi has been missing for a while now. She hadn't been coming to school. Why was I worried about Rimi right now? Why was I still expecting anything from her? She was never coming back for me, right? Hey, psychic. Why is there blood on your shirt? I froze. The blood was from when kozupii had grabbed onto me. It had stained the bottom of my shirt. Misumi gasped in surprise. Taku. Did something happen? Nothing. I turned around and ran. I could hear him calling after me, but I ignored it. I ran down the stairs. But I was in such a confused hurry that I tripped and fell, rolling down the stairs all the way to the landing. I don't have the strength to get up again. Was I never going to have a single moment of peace again? Why did all these impossible things keep happening to me? Taku. Somebody said my name. There was only one girl that called me that. I looked up and saw that someone was offering me a hand again. What's wrong? Why are you in such a hurry? Are you hurt? Urimi was here. Urimi. I was about to cry, but didn't want to embarrass myself. I held back the tears and took her hand. It was warm. Urimi helped me to my feet. Are you sure you're okay? That looked like a nasty fall. I think his fall down the stairs is the least of his worries right now, Urimi. I looked to see if anything was broken, and patted the dirt off my body. Nimi, where have you been? Why didn't you contact me? Didn't you say you were going to protect me? Oh, me? I was late today. No, that wasn't what I meant. But her cheerful smile made me feel just a little less terrified. Her smile had saved me so many times. I didn't need to ask where she'd been or what she'd been doing. I didn't need to ask why she hadn't contacted me. Mimi had come back. Everything was okay now, no matter who was after me. Mimi would protect me. Would she really protect me? Was there really only just chance that kozupii hadn't killed her? The thought popped up in the corner of my mind. And once it was there, it wouldn't go away. She hadn't come to school for ages, and now, by sheer luck, here she was today. And by sheer luck, the day she decided to come, she'd been late. And by sheer luck, the day she decided to come was the day that kozupii killed a bunch of people. No, I couldn't let myself think these negative thoughts. I rubbed my temples with my finger and calmed myself down. You don't look so good. Let me get you to the nurse's office. You can get some rest there. She started to pull me by the hand. Come on, let's go. Did she not know what had happened on the roof? I guess she wouldn't. She said she was late after all. And she's probably just not bringing up the blood on my clothes because she just didn't want to make things awkward. I reluctantly let Remy pull me down the stairs, but I stopped right in front of the school entrance. Taku. Papa. Remy was pulling me pretty hard, but I softly brushed her hand away. A left at the end of the hallway would take us to the teacher's office, and past that the nurse's office. Or I could go out the entrance and out into the yard. Past the yard would be the school gate. I didn't want to talk to anybody today if I didn't have to. I didn't want to walk around the school building. It wouldn't be too long before someone saw what had happened on the roof. And when that happened, there'd be a panic. With all this blood on my clothes, they might think I was the killer. I wanted to get out of here now. I decided I should just head out the entrance instead of going to the nurse's office. I turned around to tell Remy about kozupii and what I'd seen when... Huh? Remy had something in her hands. It was a sharp blade, like a pair of iron wings. Was that a D-sword? Remy was just about to stab it into my back. We stared at each other. Her eyes were filled with sorrow. She was the first to look away. I'm sorry, she whispered before she swung the sword. She was trying to kill me. Remy was trying to kill me. My brain had shut down. I quickly grabbed her by the wrist and blocked her from bringing it down on me. I was a wimp who never exercised, but I was still stronger than Remy. Why? Why? Was she my enemy too? Had she been lying to me the whole time? Was she tricking me and trying to set me up like Yua? Was Dreamy working with Shogun too? Was my first theory, that she was working with Shogun right after all? Why would you do this? I'm sorry. But you need to disappear. And there's no room for doubt. Dreamy was my enemy the whole time. She finally revealed her true nature. She lied about trying to protect me. You liar. You were lying the whole time. I'm sorry, I lied. But please, Taku. Disappear. Bullshit. Do you know how much I trusted you? Do you know how much I counted on you? How can you just betray me like this? You demon girl. Taku. I'm sorry. Sorry isn't good enough. Who the hell do you think you are? I was crying. How could she just betray me like that? I felt angry and frustrated, far more than I'd been when Yua had done the same thing. Mimi had toyed with my feelings. I'll make you pay, 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 to kill you. I'll make you pay, I want to kill you, I'll make you pay, I'll make you pay, I want to kill you. I strengthened my grip on her wrist and she winced in pain, but I was in worse pain than she was. She tore my heart apart. I'll make you pay, I'll never forgive you. I want to kill you, I want to kill you, I want to kill you. I'll kill you. Suddenly, Numi's body disappeared from view. She'd been slammed into the rows of shoe lockers next to me. The impact was hard. The lockers fell over, shattered and broken. She was buried in the rubble, and I couldn't see her. Dust had flown up everywhere. At first, I didn't understand what had happened. I heard the cry of your heart. Kozupii was there with her D-sword. Her expression was pained. There was no sweat on her face, but she was forcing herself to smile. You wanted to kill her. You wanted to make her pay. So... I killed her for you, Nana. It was Kozupi's inner voice. You killed her? You really killed her? I walked over to the lockers, unable to believe it had just happened. I touched the seat. I touched the D-sword she'd been holding with the tip of my fingers. It had left its owner's hands and was lying on the floor. There was a liquid slowly spilling out from just under it. It was blood. It was blood. I didn't even need to think much to realize the answer. A moment later, the D-sword collapsed into black particles and disappeared. Yumi was dead? Just like that? I didn't have it in me to find out for sure. I was so sad and so frustrated and angry. I killed my feelings. Or maybe they died on their own. It didn't even matter. The tears had stopped.
Kozupii.
Help me. Kozupii was all I could rely on now. Yumi had betrayed me, but I still wanted someone to believe in. No, maybe I just wanted somebody to stay with me. Maybe that stuff about wanting someone to protect me was all just an excuse. Maybe I just didn't want to be alone. Even if I knew that people might betray me, even if they already had betrayed me, I still don't want to be alone. I couldn't handle all this terrible shit by myself. If I tried, I felt like I'd break down and cease to be me. The person I was would disappear. I walked over to Kozupii. She looked so sad and so hurt. The smile was gone. I grabbed her by her shoulders and hugged her as tight as I could. She didn't resist. You ran from me back there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But please, save me anyway. Takumi, are you my friend? How many people had Kozupii killed? What would happen if the police caught her? Was it safe to stay with her? I started to ask stupid questions and then stopped. I was going to stay with Kozupii, I decided. I had an enemy more dangerous than the police. It was far too dangerous to try and handle them on my own. I need you. No, man, he needs her. And I want to stay with you. Takumi, you're a selfish person. She wrapped a hand around my back. She held me tight too, with what little strength she had. But you said you need me, and that meant a lot, so I'll do my best to protect you. The dirty old man told me something, Nora. He said, don't hold your feelings in. Don't deny your negative feelings. So Kozupii is going to kill all the people who are mean to her. And all the people who are mean to you, too. I could sense her feelings. They were as cold as ice, and as hot as the sun. There were two contrasting emotions within her, madness and kindness. Maybe I could feel her emotions the same way I could hear her voice. Or maybe I was just imagining things. Just then, I heard a girl scream. It was coming from above. Had they found the bodies on the roof? We have to escape. Kozupii, if you stay here, the police will catch you. I let go of her, and for some reason, she collapsed right there. What's wrong? I'm so tired. My body feels so heavy. Takumi, Kozupi's got these dark delusions coming up from inside her. It's like they're going to crush me. What are dark delusions? Whatever they were, we couldn't stay here. Mimi's corpse was just a few feet away. If anybody saw us, they'd know for sure that we did it. I helped Kozupii to her feet and got us out of there. We walked down the hallway. I thought about leaving the school, but the both of us were soaked in blood, and Kozupii could barely walk. I felt like if we left, the police would spot us immediately. The best move might be to hide in an empty classroom somewhere. The air was tense. The scream had set the whole school on edge, and I could hear the murmurings from the classroom getting louder and louder. Several teachers passed us in a big hurry. Many of the students had come out into their hallways in the middle of homeroom, and were uneasily looking around to see what had happened. Crap. There were too many people around here. We might have done better to leave after all. We needed to hide somewhere. We needed to... Again. It's out again. Stop. Stop it. It was driving me crazy. I could see several of the students staring at us from a distance. Not just the students, several of the teachers too. They were all pointing phones at me. And for some reason, the other hands were all holding mirrors. Black rage and murder took root in my mind. Something was on the verge of breaking. I'll kill you. Kozupii must have sensed what I was feeling, because her inner voice was filled with murder too. I'll kill you, I'll kill you, I'll kill you. She was reacting to the mirrors. She could barely walk, but she still lifted up the day sword in her hand. Kozupii, no! I grabbed her tiny body and tried to run. I'll kill you. But I couldn't. She knocked me away with unbelievable ferocity, then charged at the group holding the mirrors. She was tumbling over her own legs, and looked like she could trip and fall over at any moment. But still, she swung her huge D-sword. Die, die, die! With a single swing, she killed 4 people. She was a hurricane of overwhelming destruction. She wasn't even holding her sword right. She wasn't moving like someone with any training would. She was half bent over and flailing wildly, but the blade flew in an arc that was unbelievably fast and precise. It killed them all in a single strike. Almost as if she wasn't just swinging a blade, but a weapon that had a life of its own. Kozupii dropped to the ground and crouched in a ball, covered in blood. I hope you all die, Nora. I don't want to kill you. It's the sword. I should just let the sword take over, Nora. Is this who I really am? I could feel the state of her mind, and it was a mess. She was totally out of control. I helped her to her feet and went up the stairs. We ran into Misumi and the Dokyuns on the staircase. Please, not them. I bit my lip. Look, they're covered in blood. One of the Dokyuns went pale. Misumi grabbed me by the collar. He was shaking with rage. Was it you? Were you the one who killed Minako? Who the hell was Minako? Before I could answer, one of the Dokyuns made him stop. Hold it, Misumi. We don't know for sure that it was them. They're covered in blood. Just throwing that out there. These two couldn't do what we saw. What we saw. You had to be talking about what was up on the roof. Anyway, boy psychic. I'm not a psychic. Shut up. Don't talk back to me, asshole. I tried to tell him I wasn't a psychic, but he cut me off. He glared at me and I flinched. I felt so pathetic. I wonder if kozupii would kill them if I wanted them dead. I'll kill them. If you want. No, I don't want to kill them. There were 2 contradictory feelings inside kozupii. I can't kill them. You need to be willing to kill. Willing to kill? No, I couldn't. So boy psychic. Your sister's pretty cute, huh? Nanami. Was that her name? What? How did this Dokyu know about Nanami? So, we had a little fun with her. What are you talking about? Don't you get it? He put his hand around my shoulder. He was wearing perfume, even though he was a guy. It stinks so much, I thought he'd throw up. Me and about 10 of my buddies, we like to hang out. We didn't have much to do that day. We're gonna go pick up some girls when he offered her to us. Your sister, that is. Okay, now the Dokyuns are dead. Yeah, they're so dead. Offered? Nanami isn't a thing. What do you mean, offered? What did you do? Wait, did that mean one of them had kidnapped Nanami? Darth Spider did. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. He came to us, and he said we could do whatever we wanted with your sister. Hilarious, right? My vision went red. I felt like all the blood in my body was boiling up to my head. I didn't mean to right-click. What did you do to Nanami? Huh? I told you. Not a little fun with her. Oh, right. She was messing a hand. Looked like it hurt. So that was real. But I disappeared from my room after I'd left. Hey, Misumi. You tell him. You were there. Misumi. That doesn't matter. Minako is... I'd say it matters, Misumi. It doesn't matter? What the hell do you mean it doesn't matter? She's my little sister. Don't compare her to some bitch named Minako. She's my sister, damn it. No, right. We took a photo to remember the event. You want to see it? I'll show you. I'll kill you. Let me see. Here it is. Take a look, boy psychic. Until Kyun grabbed me by the jaw and forced me to look at a screen. It was a photo of Nanami. Covered in blood. With empty eyes. Stripped naked. I'll kill you, 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 I'll kill you. But what? The knife I'd been holding in my hands was stabbed into his chest. You had a knife? Evidently, I'd stabbed him. I must have brought this knife with me for protection. I drew it out, and then stabbed it in again. And again. Taku, stop it. Shut up! I pulled it out and stabbed it in again. You think he real booted it? Honestly, he might have. He just might have deleted that he had a knife. Possible. Definitely possible. Misumi. You too. I'll kill you too. You'll pay for what you did to Nanami. I'll kill everyone in the whole world. I pulled it out and stabbed it in again. Again and again. Again and again. The Dokyun stopped moving. His eyes were still open, but blood and drool were pouring from his mouth and he was dead. Hey, kozupii. Killed all of them. Kozupii nodded sadly. The D-sword appeared on her hand. The reel appeared with a violent screech, like microphone feedback. Misumi's eyes went wide and then... Huh? What? It only took an instant. Kozupii swung the sword so hard that she lost her balance and fell flat on her butt. Misumi's body fell on top of her, staining her clothes even darker with blood. She knocked it off of her, looking annoyed, and then smiled at me. You killed one too, huh, Takumi? She said, in pain, happy. She had a sad smile. She had a sad smile on her face, and held all those feelings together. Why are there so many enemies everywhere? I can't take this anymore. Her heart was crying. But she was right. There were enemies everywhere. The only choice available was to kill them. And even if we did, it was their own fault anyway. Not my fault. It was the fault of the people who had attacked me. They got what they deserved for hurting Nanami. Was Nanami even alive? She was probably dead. She'd been covered in blood. Her hand had been cut off. There's no way she could be alive. I never forgive them. Never. I was tired of just being scared all the time. I killed them all. All of them. When I seen that picture of Nanami, something inside me had broken. It felt like there was no going back now. This fucker. Mamoru Suwa was standing at the gate of Suimei Academy, looking at the school building. He parked his car in front and was leaning up against it. He was wearing a suit, but he also had a backpack on, too. The machine inside was making a strange noise, because of course everyone's brainwashed. What else would be happening here? Everyone from here, he could tell that the school was in an uproar. Or even from here, he could tell that the school was in an uproar. He chuckled. We need to get Takumi Nichijo's code sample this time, no matter the cost. He spoke to nobody in particular. There were several men standing around him. Unlike him, they were wearing casual clothes. The one thing they all had in common, though, was the backpacks they were carrying. All of them were silently staring at the building. None of them spoke to each other, nor did Suwa. And I think he said to himself, "That's why we decided to do an experiment here at the school. Well, the whole point of the school was to serve as a test lab. That's why Nozomi funded it." Oh, so Nozomi funded the school. That's why everyone's attending. Interesting. Tsume Academy had been founded by an NPO under the control of Nozomi Technologies and the Cosmic Church of the Divine Light. The number of Gigalomaniacs here wasn't a coincidence. They'd been brought here by Nozomi, and none of them had the slightest clue. Still though, suicide. He tried any number of ways to bring Takumi Nishijo to the breaking point. He made a number of attempts to get the boy's code sample, but the kid was an even bigger loser than he'd thought. He showed no signs of awakening as a Gigalomaniac. When he started this project, Suwa had no idea Takumi would be such a pain in the ass. Fair though. But as of today, that was over. No more skulking in the shadows. We're going big. A lot of innocent people were going to die, but that didn't matter. The leader of the Cosmic Church of the Divine Light had told him. In any event, the third melt was going to destroy Shibuya this afternoon. No matter how many kids died here, it would be easy to make up a story about them dying in the earthquake. Nobody would question it. Alright. Time to get going. Suwa opened the trunk and took out his Darth Spider helmet. He put it on. The combination of suit, backpack, and Darth Spider helmet was an exceedingly bizarre one. I'm sure it is. But he himself didn't seem to care. He strolled up to the entrance and casually walked inside. The other men with the backpacks wordlessly followed after. I helped kozupii out into the inner courtyard. Seno was waiting for us there. Hey Seno, I was wondering when you were going to show up. She glared at us when she saw us. The D-sword was in her hand. It was real booted already and glowing with a red light. You're both fools. This was a trap. Everything you've seen here is just a psychological attack. It's driving everyone crazy. That's all. You need to find the real enemy. Unless you destroy the problem at the root, the nightmare will never end. It's the porters. There should be men around here with backpacks. They're attacking you with delusions. Sena, are you Kozupi's friend? You're my friend, right? Ryan Kelly voice? I don't know how Ryan Kelly sounds. Hey Suume, Private Academy? What you making there? No, you know, human weapons of mass destruction. We're also owned by a cult. Yep, sounds about right. Youth Pastor Ryan. Ah, I see. You should have just said that. Kozu. Who's the real enemy? Are they what's behind all this? All the Rochi people who attacked us are automatically our enemies, so we killed them. He recently rebranded just using his real name, so you figured to go with it. That's fair, but until I know who the fuck Ryan Kelly is straight off the bat, might as well just stick with Youth Pastor Ryan. It'd be like if I were to refer to Dan is Not on Fire by Daniel Howell, even though he's rebranded, because if I say Daniel Howell, you're gonna be like, who? But you know who Dan is Not on Fire is, you know? Yeah, I read that. I don't want to kill them. Kozupi's inner voice was contradicting itself again. That's what the enemy wants. They're all stalking me. I'm scared. Kozupi's gonna stop being Kozupii. It was the same for me. The sound of his cell phone shutter, the creaking sound of the wheelchair, just hearing them was enough to break me down. It was enough to make me lose control and give in to new murderous impulses. In fact, I already had given in. Do you even know what you're fighting? I didn't know who our enemy was. I couldn't tell anyone. Or was it Shogun? Somebody else? I didn't even know who was attacking me. The one thing I knew was that the whole world was my enemy. Don't let the delusions fool you. Your own delusions are on the verge of killing you. Kozue, don't use your D-sword anymore. The negative matter is seeping into your mind and body. You can barely even walk anymore, right? Your very existence is about to collapse in on itself. Senna, are you Kozupi's friend? Yeah, answer the question, Senna. Kozupii asked the same question. She sounded like she was seeking somebody to save her. He gulped and waited for Senna's answer. I wasn't expecting anything. I wasn't, but I'm your friend. Senna's answer was clear and unhesitating. I'll defeat the enemy who's attacking you. So, no more delusions. Kozupii had another friend besides me now. Kozupii slowly lowered the blade. Good. Senna, I love you, NoAH. She was crying as she gave Senna a pleading glance. Then, suddenly, she struck out with the D-sword. Senna managed to block at the last second, but the impact knocked her off her feet. Kozue, what are you doing? Kozupii! Senna said she was your friend. Why are you attacking her? No, it's not Kozupii. She yelled as she brought the blade down on the prone Senna. Yeah, her sword looks different, doesn't it? It's not Kozupii. The blow hit the ground hard. Senna had managed to roll out of the way at the last second, and quickly stood up with her D-sword at the ready. Are you trying to kill me, Kozue? Kozupii thrashed her head from side to side, tears pouring down her face. No, my hands are moving on their own. Help me, Senna, Takumi. What the hell was going on? The negative delusions have taken over. Does this mean she can no longer control her own D-sword? Yamete, so true. Hello, Dawn. Welcome back in. How's it going? Wait, does that mean she's turned into a killing machine and is murdering people whether she wants to or not? Kozue, make your D-sword go away. You're tired, that's fair. I think I might go to bed early because I'm also quite EP already. How am I doing? Pretty EP, but otherwise good. I can't, NoAH. Go eeps. After I'm done with Chaos Head, I'll probably go eep. Damn it. Kill, 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 kill. I don't mind doing another subathon Dawn, especially since I got like a little break. It probably would have been worse if it was like more back to back. And also, I don't have to worry about staying up all night because Hades contributed to the timer and now the timer won't end until midday tomorrow. Yippee! I get to sleep tonight. But truly, don't apologize for making me do another subathon. It's fun. I like doing these. I heard a voice. Not an inner voice. Kozupi's real voice. It was saying one word over and over again. Kill. But her inner voice was saying the opposite. Help. Make it stop. Senna, help Kozupii. All I could do was beg Senna to do something. I couldn't get between the two of them myself. I need to feed her a delusion to calm her down. Kozupi's attacks kept coming. She swung the D-sword once, and then again, and then again. Each attack was the same, like she didn't know any other way to fight. I don't want to kill her. I don't want to kill Senna. Her body swayed. Her feet tripped. Her face wasn't even looking towards Senna, but her attacks were still deadly accurate. Kill you. Her stance was terrible, and her swings were all wrong, but each attack was precise and deadly. Senna was being pushed back. I could see fear on her face. Damn it! Their D-swords collided. Planning to finally watch season 2 of Jujutsu Kaisen? Nice. I should watch season 1, or actually read the manga. Most likely watch season 1 over reading the manga at this rate. Senna was knocked back. She was thrown off guard. Kozupi's D-sword slashed out at impossible angles that ignored physical laws. Blood sprayed out from her slender body. You thought it was pretty good? Nice. Like, I did try reading the manga, like I read a chapter or two, but then I like had something else to do after that and I just never went back to it type of thing. But maybe I'll actually watch the anime. We'll see, we'll see. I will hydrate though, thank you. Hydrate. That's a cute emote. Tip in the water. I should maybe make a water drinking emote too. We'll see. How about? I need it. There you go. It used to be hydrate. That's fair. But now it's MP. I see. That's fair. For making P. Ah. I see. Fair enough, I guess. And that's a delusion. Oh jeez. Senna was now behind Kozupii. Senna's corpse was on the ground, disappeared. Oh, Senna's corpse on the ground disappeared. I can read so good. Kozupii gasped as Senna grabbed her from behind. Throw away your D-sword, Kozue. Let me go. Kill me. Kill me, Senna. It's not Kozupi's fault. It's everyone else's fault. I don't want to see myself like this. I don't want to kill Senna, so... Kozupi's mind and body were contradicting each other. They were being torn apart. You think you're gonna head to bed? You're eepy? Yeah, no worries. Have good sleeps. Thank you so much for popping in, though. I appreciate it. Her little body was trying its best to squirm out of Senna's grasp, and her heart was crying. It's midnight. So true. It's only 10 for me, but that's on time zones. Please, throw the sword away, Kozue. Go back to normal. I'll never abandon you. You're my only friend. Senna's eyes were wet. I never thought I'd see Senna cry. No. And then Kozue's arms moved in a strange way. A way they shouldn't have been able to move at all. Little thud of a bone jerking out of its socket. Kozupi's wordless scream. The next thing I knew, Kozupi's bulky D-sword had been pushed up against Senna's back and was digging into her skin like a saw. Senna's clothes were turning bright red. Senna gritted her teeth and knocked kozupii away. But it was too late. As she flew backwards, kozupii swung the D-sword again. And tore open Senna's side. Senna was writhing in pain. Kozupii pointed the D-sword at her. Senna, run away. Die, 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 die. Kozue. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Die, 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 die. I'm sorry. I couldn't save you. I know you looked up to me, but I couldn't help you. Die, 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 die. If only I'd heard your call for help sooner. The time I spent with you was the only time I was at peace. Die, 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 die. Thank you for looking up to me. Die. I couldn't bear to look. Is she dead? She was dead. Senna was dead too. She was Kozupi's friend. Maybe Senna could have helped us, but Kozupii had killed her. The D-sword was still sticking out of her friend's corpse. Her arm was hanging out of its socket, unable to move. Kozupi's expression was a cross between a smile and sadness. Senna. Senna. Answer me. Let's go eat some Bugarigari-kun popsicles. And then we could take another photo with the two of us. And look at me. Okay. Her heart was crying. Takumi. Why won't Senna answer me? Why? Senna is dead. I killed her. I killed her. Kozupii now crouched on the ground where she once stood. She was holding Senna with one arm. She buried her face in her long black hair, which had once been pretty, but now was covered with blood. Why? Why did Kozupii do this? I didn't want to. I didn't want to do it. I liked Senna. I loved Senna. She was like my big sister. So why? Why did Kozupii kill Senna? Why? The divine light saved you. Fuck you. I saw a man standing there with a Darth Spider helmet on his head. I couldn't tell when he'd shown up. He had a gun in his hand. He was pointing it at us. You. Darth Spider. I remembered what the Dokyun I killed had said. That Darth Spider had offered them Nanami. Was it you? I don't know what you're talking about. He shot me. Pain ran through my leg as I dropped to my knees. Takumi! Kozupi's D-sword roared. It tore through the Darth Spider helmet like paper. The face inside wasn't Shogun, but that of a handsome young man. The man fired back, and blood spurted from her leg. She fell. No, I'm not going to kill you. I need your code sample. Who was this guy? What the hell did he want? I felt like I'd seen him somewhere before, but I couldn't remember. Where did he have a gun anyway? But this was the guy. The one that Senna had said was the true evil. Was he working for Shogun? Somebody else? I didn't care. He was the one behind all this. I wanted to kill him. But the pain in my leg was so great, I couldn't even stand. Next, he shot my shoulder. The impact knocked me to the ground. The bullet dug into my flesh, and I screamed from the heat and the pain. Then my arm. I dropped the knife I was holding. Pain signals from all over my body were stabbing into my brain. I couldn't even tell where I'd been shot anymore. I was going to die. I couldn't handle the pain. The man got closer. He looked at my face for a moment before taking something strange out of his backpack. It looks like some kind of headgear with lots of cords. I'll kill you.
Nani?
What? I'll kill you. She stood up slowly. She was dragging a leg behind her. She could barely even hold her sword. What the hell? Is she even human? I'll kill you! I heard the sound of the sword ripping through the air. At the same time, I heard the gunshot. The D-sword slammed into his body. It broke him into pieces before he even had time to scream. Kozupii moaned and spat out blood. His last gunshot had hit her in the chest. She fell face up in one of the flower beds. Countless black particles were gathering around her D-sword. The terrifying weapon of violence, beautiful and cruel, was beginning to shimmer out of existence. Takumi. I think Kozupii can't go on anymore. I crawled over to her, forcing myself to ignore the pain coming from my whole body. A moment ago, my body had felt so hot. Now it felt terribly cold, like I jumped into a lake in the middle of winter. I couldn't stop shaking. I was losing feeling in my fingers. My vision was getting blurry. But still, I forced myself to reach out my hand toward Kozupii, who was lying in a bed of brilliantly colored flowers. My cold fingers touched her soft, warm hands, and clenched them tight, as if seeking something. I turned my body face up, like hers. The smell of blood overpowered the sweet scent of the flowers. It was so cold, but the warmth of her fingers, and the warmth of the earth on my back made me feel a bit better. And the sky was so clear, it stretched out so far. And for some reason... Look, the sky's so pretty. Like all the beady beads are scattered everywhere. The color of the sky was changing rapidly, like Kozupii said. It was like the sky was covered with colorful beads I can read. I remembered I still had the bead strap that Kozupii had given me before in my pocket. I took it out, and the two of us held it together. I could barely grip it, but I didn't care. I wish I could be like one of those beady beads, floating in the sky. You can. Throw away your shithole of a body. Throw away this shithole of a world. And just become a star. And you won't feel any pain or sadness at all. And you can be at peace. Will you come with me, Takumi? Of course. We'll be together forever. You were the one person who never betrayed me. You were the one person who helped me until the end. So I'll never betray you. So I'll stay with you to the end. Thank you. Is it okay if I fall in love with you, Takumi? Her asking is so cute, actually, though. What the fuck? Yeah. As my consciousness began to fade, I answered her. I could tell that the warmth was fading from her hand. I could feel the strength draining from her fingers. But I kept holding on and trying not to cry. The sky was turning white. The beady beads were disappearing. It felt like something important was happening, but I didn't care. I was relieved. I was glad Kozupii didn't have to see the beady beads disappear. I softly closed my eyes. Time stopped. The world stopped. Inside me and inside her, there was the sky, and the colorful bead-like stars became eternal. Whew. That was... Oh. Yeah, Jesus. That was a lot. Fuck. To say the least, yeah, to say the least. Holy shit. I think this might be like the saddest ending so far, actually. Pasta sauce, so true. God. Because, like, at least with Fess's ending, like, Fess accomplished her goal of beating Gladio, you know? So, like, yeah, all the Gigalomaniacs were either lobotomized or dead. Like, a goal was accomplished, and it wasn't Noah's goal, you know? At least Noah didn't accomplish their goal here either, but, like, they're dead, man. God. Oof. Senna's route isn't gonna be any easier. I know Senna's is also gonna be rough TM. And Senna is next week. And then after is Rimi's. And then after is the true ending, Blue Sky. You need a chocolate milkshake after that. Honestly, same. Like, yeah. Yeah. A chocolate milkshake would be actually pretty fucking awesome right about now. Oof. Man, Oh, to have chocolate milkshake money though. Yeah, so true. They put mages in her hand. Amazing. She offers you mages. What will you do with it? A disease that leads to slaughter. So true. That is what happened. For real, for real. Fuck. That one was a lot. I'm honestly really worried about the other endings because of that one. Screams. I treat you to Wensakyu and Skyla, but you don't have a vehicle or a place to meet at. Yeah, we're like on the other side of California anyways. If we were still in the Bay Area like we used to be, I would probably take you up on that offer, but alas, we're quite far apart now, unfortunately. Oh no, yeah. Yeah. We're in SoCal now. We're several hundred miles away from you, unfortunately. I guess I can go back to my regular color.